Alright. Well, this time I'm actually gonna, you know, wait to see. I mean, I literally wait every time, but I really gotta make sure that I actually connected to YouTube this time, so. We are big boon. We are big. Trolling. But it's exactly what it says. And it looks like we are successfully live, so cool. Wouldn't rob. See, it's such a easy code to remember. It's like I would never forget it, you know? Why? Alright, well, it's all good. It's all good. Let me see if I can. How does this look? I'm gonna just turn the sounds on low. Okay, well, so if we really want, we can test this way, which is nice. It got some scary stuff. I could start like Overquill, Orthworm, Caliper, Arch. I mean, Sinistra has a pretty favorable matchup into most of their team. So... But Arch can be really good here too. This is interesting for sure. I think my safest play right now is probably just going to be this. Yep, so that's fine. We have a free Weather Ball, Iron Defense, and there's really not much they can do about it. Because more than anything, I need to disincentivize that slot from switching. Okay, that's not that bad. Hmm. That's pretty bad because I could have just body pressed them. Dang. And we wasted our terror there too. So that's Iron Defense again. Just go for the Weather Ball. Alright, that's awesome. Hmm. Alright, let me see here. If we go for Throat Chop and then just risk this Hurricane. Okay, that should be GG's. Let's go for the Iron Defense. We're gonna actually say Tailwind Iron Defense takes it. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's GG's. So, especially with us still having access to Weather Ball and just clicking Iron Defense. So, not bad. Had to check the stream real quick. Yeah, so that was a really strong match. I felt like, you know, we went up against a really strong, scary team, and we basically just had to outposition them. And there was some turns where I kind of like let the Ursaluna almost just run away with the game, but ultimately we were able to, you know, kind of just keep switching, hope it goes well. Like That's really what a team like this excels at. Like, you have the ability to like, I will literally switch every single turn until I win. Like, it's like, let's recap that real quick. So we start Overcoat, Orthworm. Oh, look, a switch into Pelican. Fakes out the worm, that's fine. The rain is really nice. They set TR, which sucks. They do some switching as well, which is smart. We get our iron defenses up. They go for the parting shot, which is smart. So in this case, I actually had a free body press into either slot, but I wasn't expecting the Dragon Tail, right? Dragon Tail is weird. No one runs it. Ultimately, that's why it didn't work. Like, it was interesting and it was really scary, but like, if you're gonna run Sword Dance plus Dragon Tail, you gotta actually do something about it. And we had a perfect switch opportunity there with the Orthworm Pelly. Went really well. And we were able to also call the Dragon Tail to get Orthworm in on the right slot. So that was a really good play. They called the Terra on my Arch or a switch out. Either way. So, however, my Pelipper is fast, and they seem to either have a fast Ursaluna or just have not expected it. And that let us kind of just start running away with the game. Get that big weather ball. Big throat chop. If we had missed that hurricane, that could have been pretty costly. So it might have actually been worth just going for the weather ball, knowing that it should still get the KO, but yeah, that was a really solid game. So felt good about it. It's all the testing we're gonna do for today, since the stream was down or whatever. I don't know. I mean, technically we can check it again. Alright, it's up again. We're back. Were they releasing a new tournament for this weekend? Is that what happened? Okay, so that's what it was. There's the Grand Challenge 2 next weekend. I don't even know if I'm gonna be like in town to play it. So that kind of sucks, because I actually have a pretty good team here. But we'll see. We've done some stuff. We have definitely done some stuff, man. That's a size spam indeed. Mr. Wittenroth. Captain. Don't forget him. He's a captain. Alright, let me check. Make sure I got everything in order for me to start playing. Give me a sec. Alright. Cool. So let's just do a little testing. It's Wood and Rough. If you wanna rent it out, just remember that. Wood and Rough. It's easy to remember, I promise. Alright. Honestly, there might not even be anyone really on right now because of that reset, but we'll see. Enough that the 76-76 is on. So this is a scary team for Ashore, my doodler. Fortunately, though, if Worm bulks up, there's nothing they can really do about it, so... I kind of like... starting... like, Pelly in this with this and this in the back. So I'm thinking, like, Earth Eater Boy is going to be a huge problem for their team. There's no doubt about that. They're going to have to lean into Amoonguss to beat it, basically. And we've definitely got some stonks going with that. So I'm going to click Iron Defense right away and try to do damage also right away. That's the benefit, because if they start instant, you have to accept what I'm doing, like, yeah. This is going to be a huge deal. So I expect Sash Flamingo here is a pretty safe bet. It has acrobatics, that sucks a little. Ooh, but the Rocky helmet, bro. The Rocky helmet. Winners, bro. You literally have the Terra. Or switch out and take a Weather Ball. So that should be a Mungus. Okay. Very interesting turns here. So I'm actually doing it this way because I feel like I need to make sure that we have a chance to KO. Yeah, so that's really annoying, but I get it. Alright, so Earthworm keeps getting back up. We go for the Iron Defense for sure. And then we just let them put us to sleep. So they're actually going to withdraw. Yeah, that's fine. This Iron Defense is massive. And if I get a wake up, that's even bigger. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Nah, okay, that's fine. So what's going to be more important here? I'm actually going to... That's smart. So they knock off the leftovers, we stay asleep. Bring out Sleeping Pelipper. Alright, so that's all fine. If Orthworm wakes up here, we should just win, I think. Alright, so the Orthworm waking up and getting off this Iron Defense is going to be pretty massive. I don't think they've used their Terra yet, so technically, like, I'm not really in a safe position to just, go for this, Draco. But it is what I should do, so... yeah. I just think, like, Amoonguss almost definitely should protect this turn. And then, if they have... Okay. They actually go for Rage Powder. That's a loss. Alright. It's hard to make the right play every turn, let's be honest, you know? Because I could have clicked Electro Shot, and technically I probably should have, so... So we'll see. This is panning out, though. Yep. That was damage. And they go for the worm, so good for them. Okay, so real question here. Are they starting to find a way out of this? It's almost rude. It's almost rude. But it feels good. Nice. So at that rate, I think we should be able to win by just going for body press electroshock. And we live it. And we live it. They knew they had to go for the double up though. Alright, Electroshot, you got me. Nice. This was a freaking match for the ages, bro. We duked it out with this person. Straight put up, you dudes. Instant ain't got enough. And it's funny how we're not even really doing Garchomp things with the Orthworm. We're just like winning. Yeah, GG's. Bro, that was for real a match for the ages. Like, oh man. And Sinistra too. Like Sinistra straight up did things. You know what I'm saying? Sinistra, I mean, all it did was switch in and provide Rocky Helmet and then switch back out and switch back in. So like it did exactly what Garchomp could have done on the team. Does that mean it was wrong to bring? No. You know, it worked. It actually, I made that switch because I forgot about Scrappy, but it worked to my benefit because I was worried about them having a sash, right? So like I wasn't thinking about me having Rocky Helmet, but I was thinking about them having sash and worried about close combat. So like in some weird way of events, you know, it all still worked. But I think as long as we were able to, like, if they didn't have Scrappy, just making them miss that close combat probably would have been enough to put the momentum back in our favor. We would have brought them down to Sash with our Hurricane, and then we would have kind of just had to go from there, right? But I think, yeah, I mean, the Rocky Helmet did exactly what it needed to, and yes, like, admittedly, Garchomp would have been a little bit better in that scenario, but I also think that Garchomp probably would have just died to, like, an Ice Beam or something, so it all worked, right? But, that was a good one. I'm feeling pretty done for the night. We had two, like, really duke 'em out matches, one on Showdown, one on this, and I'm feeling productive enough that I want to get back to making my ROM. So yeah, good stuff. I feel alive, and definitely consider trying the team. Let me get you guys the rental code again. So. Round one. Here's that rental code one more time for those who have not got to see it yet. I like this team a lot. Even with potentially... No, we didn't waste our Terra. It was just that, like, because we had Terra, not having our Terra in the late game cost us. Because we kind of just were at the mercy of Spore the whole game. But their team was so passive that, like, in the end, they didn't have significant damage. They had Amoonguss, Incineroar, Porygon 2, and then Flamigo. Like, so I took out the Flamigo, and then it's like, okay, now you have Porygon 2, Amoonguss, and Incineroar. Like, Amoonguss sits there, Incineroar wishes it was doing things, and then Porygon 2 likes to just, you know, live forever, but also has offensive pressure. So if you can, like, pressure the Porygon 2 and then just kind of make the other things sit there for a little while without getting significant things done, you know, that's exactly how we won. So it's like, you know, Amoonguss just sat there and clicked Spore, wasn't really getting that much done. Like, and then Porygon 2 was doing decent damage, but it didn't have the ability to hit everything. And so, like, we just weathered the Trick Room, and then were able to get boosted up enough that, like, we pressured the Porygon 2 into, like, you know, being forced into that Terra. So I think ultimately the turn that they threw was the turn where they gave up their Amoonguss. Like, we have to admit that. So, like, I was really trying to call them protecting Amoonguss, and then me just going for the body press Draco Meteor, mostly because I was expecting Ghost Terra, so I just wanted to have like as much damage as I could in the turn, even though it probably wasn't going to get me that far. And then like, yeah, they freaking, because they had Flying Terra, they were like, what if he clicks Electro Shot? Like, I need to click Rage Powder. So there's a lot of like interactional mechanics, obviously, that goes into like, what is your opponent thinking? What am I thinking? What am I thinking that I am thinking wrong but worked out for me somehow? You know, like random things like that. So really fun. And either way, like the team is threatening enough and has the staying power enough to do what we've been seeing it do. So super fun. And I'll get back to it when I feel like playing more. So have a good one, y'all. And yeah, thanks for tuning in to this